Barataria Sawa. Good night, Barataria San Juan. Welcome to the United National Congress Cottage meeting hosted in the constituency of Barataria San Juan under the leadership of the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa and soon to be, in a couple months, the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight, before I begin my presentation, I just want to say thank you to the host who has graciously allowed us to use this particular venue, Mr. Primnath Jilal and his family, the activists of the Barataria San Juan constituency, MPs, senators who had lent their support. I want to say thank you especially to the very hardworking Barataria San Juan UNC executive, led by the hardworking, industrious, and she has a pepper mouth too, Aruna Muhammad. And I also want to say happy birthday to a former teacher of mine, Mr. Azim Mandal, who is here with us. Happy birthday, sir. And at this venue, you might think it's just a paved area right on the El Socorro main road. But this particular venue holds a lot of historical and political heritage in the national landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. This particular venue that we are standing on tonight was owned by Mr. Chanka Maraj, former parliamentarian. In fact, probably where the stage is where his house was. And I'm being told and I'm reliably informed that during that very tumultuous period in Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Buzz Butler would have sought refuge right here at Mr. Maraj's home. And that is the importance of being here tonight. Tonight, this venue would reignite the political aim and strategies, objectives of the United National Congress for us to sweep the East-West corridor and take back control of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters, we must understand the importance of the East-West corridor. This is the power of Trinidad and Tobago. The balance of power lies throughout the corridor. Once we win the corridor, we win the government of Trinidad and Tobago. So tonight, I want to raise some very important matters in relation to national security with you. It is about time we take charge of our country. And the only way we could take charge of Trinidad and Tobago is if we wake up, and we must wake up and stand up against this incompetent Rowley regime. We cannot continue to sit down in our comfortable homes while Rowley is doing what he wants and have the citizens locked up like prisoners in their own homes because there's a current runaway crime situation. We have seen an incompetent Minister of National Security who don't know if he... I am going down that road to tell you tonight. We have seen a Commissioner of Police who appeared on live television, and I want to tell that Commissioner of Police tonight, although you are not only to be blamed, but I feel you must consult with a West Indian reader. After I saw the performance of the Commissioner of Police at that JSC, I was astounded to know that is the person who is protecting us in this country, who is in charge of all of the strategies, of the intelligence. I mean, come now, man. I was frightened, you know. I was real frightened. Because you have an incompetent minister, you have an absent, incompetent prime minister who is the head of national security, and then you have Miss Erla here with Christopher. So where that leave we? Where does that leave Trinidad and Tobago? Where does that leave us? Now, Trinidad and Tobago, we are completely fed up of what is taking place in our country. We are fed up. Look at what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. I could tell you something. Right in this constituency, while everybody was preparing for Old Year's, New Year's, a family was traumatized because a mother, a daughter, was kidnapped right down the road, you know. It's not far from here. It's a stone throw away from here. Miss Anisha Budu was kidnapped. Prominent businessmen in this constituency. While the budget was being read, a couple days after, there was an attempted assassination of the Deputy Commissioner of Prisons. Right where? In Barataria. Right here in Barataria. And if, when you are leaving here, there's a building right across the road, And I want you all to just look at how much steel structure that is now being fabricated there. Bandits were taking torch, cutting open the roof to get inside the man's building. That is where we have reached in Trinidad and Tobago. That is where we have reached in Trinidad and Tobago. But the constituents of Barataria San Juan political leader has told us that enough is enough. They are ready to stand their ground with the United National Congress. They are ready to stand their ground. We are ready to support legislation when it comes to stand your ground laws and to ease up regulations where it comes to granting legal firearms to law-abiding citizens who need it. Imagine Mrs. Harewood Christopher is telling the country that there are over 25,000 FUL applications, but I only deal with 100. I only deal with 100. The Minister of National Security reported to us that there are over 30,000 illegal firearms on the streets, but only 100 FUL permits were probably denied or granted. But tonight I want to ask the Commissioner of Police, why is it that persons who have applied for their FULs and persons who have been granted provisional permits now have to go to court to force you to make a decision? Why is that? Why is that fair? That is not fair to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Businessmen need firearms to get back at the criminals. When they come into your homes, when they come into your businesses, what, you must just pick up your money and give them? That is not Trinidad and Tobago. The political leader already gave us the prescription of what to do when the criminals enter your home, and we are ready to support legislation to stand our ground. To stand our ground. Now, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is trying their best. They are very good officers in the TTPS. I must say, excellent officers in the TTPS, and in every organization there may be some bad apples. Agreed? All right. Now, in the TTPS, they are trying their best. There's one very important police station right here in this constituency. That is the Barataria Police Station. Yesterday, I had a meeting at my constituency office, Sunday evening, and we met with the police and the business community in order to try to facilitate some collaboration, cooperation, communication between these two bodies, because this is a very commercial area. We learned at that meeting that the Barataria Police Station has one police vehicle. One police vehicle. They have to man from the Maritime Roundabout all the way to Arangwes, all by the Eastern Main Road. And they have one police vehicle. So I asked at that meeting, but don't you all have joint army patrols? Where the army fit in that one vehicle? Last time I checked, a vehicle have 5 seats, you know. That is where Trinidad and Tobago is. The government, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of National Security boasted in the budget last year that they have allocated $80 million to buy police vehicles and police equipment. It is not reaching the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight is about raising these serious concerns, and I make a clarion call for the people of my constituency. Please give the Barataria Police Station vehicles to protect the constituents. Protect us. The police are trying their best, but the issues of resources lies with whom? That waste of time Minister of National Security. Waste of time Minister of National Security. And another issue we have is with respect to the taxing of businessmen in this country. Businessmen are being extorted by the criminals in this country, and we must take a serious stance against that, because businesses are being closed. Families are being forced to migrate because they are fearful of the criminal element. And the Prime Minister will come in a press conference tomorrow to bumpy gum. To tell you the honest truth, I know it is my duty to listen to the Prime Minister when he speaks on matters of national importance, but I don't know if I could listen to him tomorrow. The reason is because he will bring nothing new. He is an expired Prime Minister, and he must go and carry Hines and all of them with him. He's an expired Prime Minister. He is an expired Prime Minister. Where are the 1,000 new police officers that they promised us? Now, they promised us some new CCTV cameras. You know, we're always making noise about the CCTV cameras. Well, I want to reveal something here tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. During the budget, we asked about those cameras. And I have a letter in my hand dated the 2nd of November 2023 from the Ministry of National Security. This is it, black and white. And we ask for the procurement, the cost of these cameras. This is the response. A company called Johnson Control Incorporated was selected as the preferred tenderer for these cameras at a cost of 85 million TT dollars for 2,500 cameras. And then you have to add other costs to Digicel because they have the backbone, the network for the cameras. Digicel is charging us $27 million in mobilization fees, close to $28 million, and for connectivity, $116 million. So these 2,500 cameras is costing Trinidad and Tobago $229 million. When you break down that, you know how much one camera is going to cost us? $91,680. That camera better do ultrasound, x-ray, all kind of thing, you know. Because we are paying $91,000 for those cameras. We must be able to lock up bandit left, right, and center after those cameras because we are spending this enormous, astronomical amount of money on these cameras, $91,000. Now, I want to beg the question. We must ask where the money going. We must ask where the money going. But I can tell you where some of the money going. Because after I saw that performance of the commissioner, I like to do my research. After all, I'm the research officer of the United National Congress. So again, I have another letter in my hand. This letter is dated this time, the 1st of November 2023, from the TTPS in response to questions we asked during budget. And I want you all to hear this. Madam Commissioner is consulting persons externally from the TTPS. And I want to tell you who she consulted. One called Juan Archie. The bill for that month of November 2022 is $47,600. Joan Archie, December 2022, the bill was $23,800. We're going again. Joan Archie for the month 2023, January, $23,800. We're going again. Joan Archie, May 2023, the bill was $95,200. It have a fella called Stephen Williams. The bill for him for June 2023 was $42,400. Joan Archie, June 2023, $23,800. Joan Archie, July 2023, $23,800. Stephen Williams, September 2023, $53,600. Joan Archie, September 2023, $47,600. Black and white. But then there's another company I saw in being consulted. And this company is called Odyssey Consult Inc. Limited. January 2023, they got $128,000. Let me go again. Odyssey, September 2023, $126,562.50. So I said, I don't know who is Odyssey. So I pull up the company's registry and I look to see who are the directors of this company. The directors that came up here is one called Russell. The secretary is called one Russell Huggins and Shearsons. When I check to see who is this Mr. Russell Huggins, because he is deemed as a secretary of this company. When I check this thing, Russell Huggins was a former PNM minister, you know, getting $126,000. So I want to ask, Mr. Huggins, are you the same Huggins from Odyssey and the same Huggins who was the minister? Because what is Mrs. Harewood Christopher paying $126,000 in sometimes per month to this particular company? What are they consulting on? This company, I'm told, also does organizational structures, HR matters. But today the Commissioner of Police is in court for about 95 wrongful promotions, and that matter has to be dealt with by the court. So what you're really consulting about? What they're telling you? If you want consultation, come and talk to the United National Congress. We have the plans, we have the policies, and let me tell you, if I had no bill like that, that is our duty to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago is a safe place again. It's a safe place. So Trinidad and Tobago, it have a next one I want to hit here, but I'm watching I have 51 seconds here. I don't know if I'll have the time, but we will raise it on another night. So while I leave this particular platform, I know that the carnival season is coming up, and I want to wish you all the best. Please be safe. But today I want to commend the political leader and the leader of the opposition for one stance that she took. Today, a press release was issued on what is taking place in Palestine and in Israel. And there's a clarion call that the genocide in Gaza must stop. And tonight, I support that call that we live in an international community and the genocide must stop in Palestine. I thank you very much, UNC family. I hope you enjoy your stay in the beautiful constituency of Barataria, San Juan, and hope to see you soon again. Thank you very much. Take care.